This week on Pole House Blackpot Weekend Getaways, we continue our visit to Washington State Park. After we set up camp, we went on a hike with 1,000 steps. And we also fixed a yummy warm breakfast. This week we visit a covered bridge. We fix some yummy bread. We also visit Missouri's prehistoric history. So stick around.
I think they're done, hon. Well,
Good morning.
good morning again. Hope you liked our first part of
This
Weekend Getaway.
Washington State
That's
Park.
Right. So,
We're getting ready. We're making white bread. Back when we went to Ponte Terra, we made dinner rolls using
Yep.
a similar recipe. But our cookbook is not for dinner rolls. It is for white bread.
yeah.
So we're going to make white bread out here from scratch. See?
Okay.
See, there ain't nothing in my bowl. Nothing at all. So we'll be back and I'll show you how I make it.
All right. See you in a minute.
This recipe starts off with your liquid ingredients, which is a little bit of butter melted in with the water, lukewarm water. The only thing that'll kill your yeast is if your water's too hot. To that, you add 3 tablespoons of sugar. More sugar will give you a sweeter bread. Next ingredient is 1 tablespoon of yeast. And then I start adding my flour, a cup or 2 to start off with at a time, and smaller amounts the further you go. You may have noticed that I didn't add any salt. It was salted butter that I put in there. If you use unsalted butter or some other form of fat, then you need to add about a teaspoon of salt. When you first start mixing up your dough, you need to use a spoon. As you go along, you'll notice that the spoon doesn't work anymore, so you start going with your fingers. When I first start mixing up my dough, you'll see I put 2 cups at a time in before I start incorporating. After about 4 cups of flour, you're going to find that the spoon's not as easy to work with anymore. I am using gloves because it's cold where we're at, and my fingers would have been very stiff.
Good.
This also keeps my fingers and hands fairly clean. Now it looks like I'm having trouble mixing. That's because my dough's just about ready. You know your dough is ready when you pinch it together and it's elastic, it bounces back. My dough is ready, so now I'm looking for some kind of oil to put over top that keeps it from getting a rind on it as it rises. Once your dough is ready and covered on all sides, cover it and let it raise in a minimum of 2 hours at 75 degrees in the room. Well, what do you think of the first side of the
Well, the
covered
nice
bridge?
thing is it's not going to be real hard walk to get there.
No, it's not. And it's kind of a cool little bridge.
Yes, it is.
Well, why don't we go look at
All right,
it?
we'll go check it out.
Yep.
What do you think? Pretty cool, isn't it?
It is cool. I still don't get the 3 truss thing, though.
Well, I'm not for sure. I don't know either.
Look into that.
I got some video of the this picture of these X's, and that's what they're talking about, the way they build it.
Oh, there are 3 of them. Okay.
So I think that's what it is. If you look here, come around here, we can see they've got 2 going off this way, and then they've got the 1 going out the other way. Now, some of them I've seen on other videos where they build an arch, actually, all the way on the whole span of the bridge, and then use that, and then scabbed into that too. So it's kind of interesting.
The history of Sandy Creek Covered Bridge. Sandy Creek Covered Bridge is one of 3 historic Howell Truss bridges in Missouri. The bridge is 74 feet long, 74 feet 6 inches long, 18 feet 10 inches wide, with the entrance height of 13 feet. The original bridge was built in 1872 by John Hathaway Morris and was named for the creek it spans. In May of 1886, high water destroyed the bridge, and the county seat ordered it rebuilt in August of the same year. Henry Steffen was awarded the contract to rebuild the bridge. He used half of the original timber to complete the reconstruction at the cost of $899. Ever wondered why a covered bridge?
Yeah, I have.
Why covered? The many nooks and crannies of uncovered bridges trap dirt and moisture. This was ideal for decay of timbers. Uncovered bridges exposed to the elements had the normal life expectancy of around 10 years. Covered bridges were roofed over to increase the longevity by protecting the trusses from the elements. As one contemporary expressed it, bridges were covered for the same reasons women wore petticoats, to protect their underpinnings. Other advantages also resulted. The barn-like trusses help reassure farm animals about to cross. The roof structures served as emergency shelters, and the covering added to the strength of the bridge, reducing the sag and creak commonly found in uncovered wooden bridges.
That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, behind me is a recreation of a Mastodon that was found here, discovered in, I think, in about 1839 when they first started archaeological digs here. And the Mastodon is actually a little different than what we refer to usually as a woolly mammoth. These Mastodons were only about maybe 8 to 10 foot tall and weighed 4 to 6 tons, while the mammoths were up to 13 foot tall and weighed 6 to 8 tons. And a neat thing we found out about this site is, I think it was in the 1970s, right, Angel? When they actually discovered another part of the dig where they found
an arrowhead
that
was actually embedded in a mastodon.
And that would put that dated back around 12,000 years, where the early Native American, what was the name of the group?
We'll put it at the bottom of the screen. But it blew the theories out that man didn't come to the United States or North America until 4,000 years
they're
ago.
thinking of 4 to 5,000, and actually proved, up to 10 to 12,000 years ago that they were living here. So it's pretty
This is
interesting.
a neat place to come.
Yes, it's only really good at only $4 per adult. So really neat. Another neat fact that I found, that even though this is a recreation of a mastodon, the original bones that were found were actually sold to a museum in England, and they are still there on display.
And they were put together wrong.
Yeah, the original ones were put together incorrectly, and then after the guy that sold them to the museum in England refigured out that they were incorrect. So this is pretty amazing too. This is the picture of the Jefferson's ground sloth, and this is also part of the the Kimswick bone bed that was found here, and it said it was 5 foot high at the shoulders,
on all fours.
Yeah, and 12 foot, maybe up to 12 foot long.
So that one isn't even as
that
long
one
as
we
that.
just showed was about that big. That's every bit as big as a big bear, big grizzly bear, something like that, isn't it?
Or maybe even a polar bear.
That's crazy. There's some other animals that were found in this dig too, right?
There was a big beaver.
Yeah.
And some
several
other
other
stuff.
different things.
Yeah.
Or
It's a
something
neat
that's kind of
place.
like a wild pig, wherever that was.
It is a neat place.
Wildflower Trail, 0.4 miles. Estimated hiking time 15 minutes. This trail has quite a few stairs.
Yeah.
It's not that long though. And
Hopefully it won't be like them stairs yesterday.
places to the what's the name of that? I forgot.
We'll figure it out when we get down there.
Winswick Bone Beds. All right, here we go. It actually starts right up here at the visitor center, the edge of the parking lot, so pretty easy to go get to.
Come on, Iris. Smell 'em all. Is that sandstone or limestone?
I don't know. This was actually part of a quarry. Rock face before you is not a natural bluff face. In 1905, the Union Sand Material Company of St. Louis operated a lime plant here. So that's limestone.
3 quarries existed within the park. You are standing in the largest one. A smaller one exists at the base of the bluff, and the third one resides along Limestone Hill Trail.
Kimmswick Bone Bed. Well, we made it up to 81 stairs, and we got a little bit more of a walk before the last set of stairs back to the visitor center.
And I can honestly say these stairs are better than them Thousand Hill steps at that other one.
Oh yeah, these are a little bit more consistent, aren't they?
Yeah.
With a railing, so much easier, but still quite a bit of stairs, but still a nice little hike.
Yeah, catch my breath.
Okay, what are we doing, hon?
What I'm doing right now is I'm oiling, throw that away from me, would you? Oiling the inside of this here Dutch oven.
Okay.
Because we didn't have any cooking spray. You know, we take things out during the winter, not knowing when we're gonna go camping next.
Sometimes we don't get it back in.
I think we ran out. I think that's why I didn't. All right, now I'm pinching in half, as best in half as I can. Then I'm gonna form into lobes. Now that wasn't much more than half.
Fold it underneath and pinch it like a great big funny shaped bun, like when you do rolls, don't you?
Lay it in there, kind of get it squared up a bit. When it raises, it won't stay that way. It'll look like a half moon. This one's gonna be a wee bit bigger than that one. Now, this has to raise for about an hour. It's double raising, but it's so worth it. And that's it. We're gonna raise it and we'll be back when we bake.
All right, we're gonna put it in the camper where it's nice and warm.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise it'll never warm up here.
No.
We did warm up the Dutch oven.
Yeah, it's a little
So
warm.
it's don't kill, helps defeat the process. So
It won't kill it. You can't. The only way you can kill yeast is by getting it too hot. Too cold means it goes slower. That's why the 49ers would sleep with their starter for sourdough, is to keep it from freezing so they can make their bread.
interesting. All right, we'll be back.
First of all, the briquettes are ready. And look at that. Well, they didn't quite do half moon, but they're definitely loaves, aren't they?
Yep. All right.
Alrighty.
We're gonna get this to bacon.
Yep, we had. Let me get back over here.
As you may have, or you know, maybe too, you probably noticed, it's getting dark. So we got back from our excursions today, later than we kind of hoped.
Well, his wife is a little bit slow walking these days.
And then the bread, as cold as it was, hadn't risen a lot, so, which is fine. So we had to let it rise a little bit longer. So what we're gonna do is our normal bread baking, just like any other baking of any food. When we're doing a baking, we're doing 1/3, 2/3.
Now, the thing to realize is it takes 40 to 45 minutes, which is pushing the amount of time on these briquettes. So we're not going to look at this at all until we've hit at least the 40-minute point. Because when you're looking, you ain't
cooking. So I'm going to do a normal, just a 10 on the bottom, and only around the outside edge. And then I'm going to do a checkerboard on top. So get that done, and we'll get it. Set our timer for 15 minutes.
I don't know if you can see her, but Iris is right over there.
She's loving it out here today.
Oh, yeah. There she is. She's gonna get herself in trouble. You get back, girl. She's getting awful close to the camera tripod.
Okay, I'm gonna put the cold. We don't really have any wind, which is good, but it's cold, and we're gonna put
there is a little bit of breeze. I can feel it on my face.
Wind guard also kind of preserve a little bit of heat too. It's pushing. Well, it cleared off, which is beautiful. Which is nice, but it's also bad because now we got to worry about it getting pretty cold tonight. So we're going to retain a little heat. So, okay, we'll be back. Now, I'm going to go ahead and it's been 30 minutes. I rotated it once. I'm going to rotate it a second time for our bread. And I'm going to Dutch oven one way and the lid a third of a turn in the opposite direction. Now, I started 12 more pieces of charcoal.
Even though those look good, they're probably not.
So I'm going to put a third of them on the bottom. Same way, right around the edge. And then the rest on top. Look pretty good. I kind of set them over there in this charcoal over there in a little bed of coals up. I probably could have used some regular wood coals if I had enough. We didn't have very many going because the fire hadn't been going long enough.
No, because we're cooking the supper that's going to air next week on.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I mean, it works good to do charcoal, regular wood coals, but we've never done that for you, and we're going to do that sometime, one of these days. But it takes about a good 2 hours worth of cooking of the fire burning with good hard wood before you can really have much like having a good bed of coals to cook on. So that's why we usually use charcoal. A lot less work and a lot more consistent and a longer heat than regular wood coals. So we're probably going to go another 10 minutes, Angel, and then check the spread, and probably, hopefully, we'll be done. All right, we'll be back.
We're gonna look at this. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, we don't want to get any more done on top, do we?
Nope.
We better stop right there.
Yep, well, I'm going to tap it and make sure it sounds good all the way through.
Yeah, bread's a little tougher to tell than some things, isn't it? Because you can't stick a toothpick in or nothing like that.
Okay, now listen to the sound. See how those sound hollow? We don't even need to check them. They're done.
Beautiful. All right, I'll get the gloves on and get them off charcoal.
Okay, that works. I tell you, the worst thing about cooking in the wintertime is not only does it get cold fast, but it gets dark. Let's test the bread first.
Good.
It's nice and soft and pillowy.
That's good. Yep.
Yeah, the bread's fabulous. It's a little cold right now. We're gonna cut the bread part off. We'll show you some more tomorrow morning because we're gonna have this bread for tomorrow morning. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please give us a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And like, subscribe. Oh, share us on Facebook or Instagram.
Yep.
And we hope you liked this video. And thank you for watching.
See you next week.
Next week on Pole House Bike Pot Weekend Getaways, we visit a state park closer to home. And we fix a family favorite.